Great to meet you. Good to see you again.
You too, Dave.
When I was a kid, we used to go on ski vacations.
Okay.
And this movie, not every scene, okay? The directors just said, dude, because I said it reminded me of our vacation. She's like, really? Like, there's some stuff in it. I'm like, no. The mornings, the dysfunction, when everybody was like, I'm going to do this today.
Yeah.
And the arguments that ensued.
Yes.
So I laughed. But then there's
And
also...
don't stand over the bed like that with Julian when he's just looking down at you.
Oh, don't watch people sleep.
Don't watch people sleep.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's all I did on vacation. My dad was like, weird kid. But it reminded me of that, and it kind of gave me that, that's when I laughed. But then there's a dramatic element to it. How different was that for you both to kind of be in those roles?
Well, that's, I think, what drew us to the project.
Absolutely.
I mean, was sort of the straddling of both genres, which is what this movie's about. It's got tons of comedy in it, but also it has real earnest, dramatic moments.
Yeah, to get to play real people who are kind of experiencing these things that all families do in terms of just the day-to-day, and then have that all kind of flipped upside down, literally, was the appeal of doing this project.
Did you guys really film in Austria?
Yes.
Yeah.
How cold was it? It looked
Crazy
freezing.
cold. We were in the Alps, man, for 2 months.
I mean, it looked cold. So, were the shoots real long? I felt sorry for y'all because it does look cold.
You're getting up at 5 in the morning because you got to get up on the mountain to start filming as soon as the sun comes up because you only have till 3:34 in the afternoon in January and February before the sun goes down. So it was just hurry up and go. But it gave that urgency, gave momentum to every day and every scene, and the days flew by, and we're at the end of every day we'd be like,
this is dreamy.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that was fun. I think it's going to work.
And you two had never met before this film? Is that true as well?
Yeah, it's true.
I just don't believe that.
I know.
Right?
We can't believe it either, but we met for this project.
Yeah.
Which I think is another magical part of it because I love both y'all's work, and just seeing you together on the screen is another treat. Are hashtags that annoying? And when people see the movie, they'll know what I'm talking about. No spoilers.
Right.
But there's hashtags. In real life, do you find them annoying?
I don't mind our sarcastic or ironic hashtags,
Right.
but straight up earnest hashtags kind of bum me out.
Yeah.
Do you agree
I'm
with
with
that?
you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Because people just go on and on and on, and these things are just listed. Final question for you both. It's Valentine's Day weekend. Couples are going to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to look at each other and go, that's you, that's you. What advice do you give to couples going to see it this Valentine's weekend?
Oh.
The director said drink a lot of alcohol.
Booze can be helpful.
Don't drive.
And
I think if it prompts healthy
conversation,
that's good. But it's only a movie.
It's only a movie, and
So you
for
don't have
God's
to-
sakes, have
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah, just
make
have
love like crazy
Yeah.
people. That's
Right,
my advice.
right.
Would you agree?
Make love.
Make love, baby. Make love.
Even if it's in the car ride home from the theater.
Or even during the credits.
Or during the credits.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Great to see you both again. This is a sequel interview.
Yes.
All together. Where'd you go, Bernadette? And Lego Ninjago.
Yeah,
that's
Ninjago.
it. We did that.
Yeah.
He met my mom. Anyway, how did you two, as I watched this movie, how did you two, I thought this, how did you two keep a straight face?
It's really, how did I keep a straight face?
No, right back at you. I mean, I think it's a weird thing because watching the movie, it's funny, but when you're committed to the fictional circumstances, it's actually quite upsetting because you're watching these people in marital free fall. And so I found in that big scene we had with Julia and Will, it was more how do you sort of unclench rather than how do you keep from laughing.
Yeah. My palms were sweating then too.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that scene, which I will not reveal, no spoilers today.
Okay.
But what advice would you give people, this is a general question, because that happens a lot when there's vacations and then there's other people that are parts and then there's family. Because it reminded me of when I was a kid, we used to go skiing in Colorado and everybody, each day started well, I want to do this, I want to do that. I mean, there was always the arguments, a little bit dysfunction, and other people that were on the trip were going, okay. What advice would you give to people that are kind of caught in that awkward position?
Yeah.
I try to be well, I'm not quite sure if this is answering your question, but I try to be more intentional every time I go hang out with my family and we're about to, so I have a conversation. I'm like, okay, it's going to be you, Mom, Dad, Maya, try to listen, try to be present, but go with the flow, release.
That totally answers the question.
Yeah.
Because that's what you guys kind of do. Again, no revealing the scene, but you guys were just kind of just like, I was like, wow, cool.
I think you can kind of take it as a gift. Like my parents told me right after they got married, a friend of theirs that was a couple came over, friends of theirs who were a couple came over and had this horrible fight that went on for like maybe an hour, and it went multiple locations. They would go upstairs, they would come back down, they'd go to their car. They kept apologizing and apologizing. But my parents said they felt that it was almost like a marriage gift, like a wedding present, to say like, look, other people have these problems.
Yeah.
Other people have big knockdown, drag out fights. And it sort of was like, it comforted them in a weird way. They felt soothed by the fact that these other people were willing to show their mess.
Right.
So anytime somebody is spinning out emotionally in front of you, you can remember you're not alone.
Working with Julia and Will must have been just a treat to watch them in action. If you can, I know we could be here all day, Tom, but what was that experience like to see them together? Because I don't think they'd ever met before this project, is what I found out earlier.
No, they'd actively avoided each other.
Yeah, and they hate each other now.
Okay.
They don't get along at all.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to talk to them together. But seeing them together, was that kind of a little bit surreal?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this. They're like our role models, and to all of a sudden be in a room and watching them. Their chemistry together is so exciting. We did a table read in FIS, and I was just after it, like shaking, because I was like, we have a movie, and it's just the biggest dream to get them to get to witness them like working out a scene, and then playing inside of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's like comedy Mount Rushmore, it's their faces are.
Yeah.
And then also, weirdly, Thomas Jefferson. And
You guys did a fantastic job. I get your joke. No, fantastic work. I love this movie. It was fun to watch.
Thanks.
I bet it was fun to make. Cool.
Thank you.
Great to
Thanks
see you
for
both
having
again.
us.
I used to take vacations in the winter. We'd go skiing as a family.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And this movie brought back not everything. Oh, yeah.
Nightmare?
You're giving me that look. No, just a dysfunction, like in the morning. Like, what do you
Yes.
want to do? What do you want to do
Yes.
today?
Yes.
So I was like, wow, this really is like really accurate.
Yes.
So congrats on that.
Thank you.
So what guidance do you give? I mean, Will and Julia just are known for their comedy skills, but there's a little bit of a dramatic element to it.
Yes.
What kind of guidance do you give them on a film like this?
Just like be better. Don't suck.
That's how you get
go
dramatic.
faster.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, those were like the basic ones, right?
Yes.
And then a little fluff,
Yeah, a little
saying
fluff.
you're doing great, but
They're doing great.
we know
that's
that
how
was
they
not
get
the
dramatic,
case.
because you just give them compliments. But I think we go into it. Everyone was excited about that tone, that ballet between the comedic and the drama, and what felt very real. And so I think what we were all sort of like, it wasn't easy. It was easy to do that part of it. They came, note wise. They were there.
I don't know whose idea it was, but that was a clever tweet last July, and I fell victim to it. The one that actually had the first images of this film.
Yes.
Have you gone through the comments though? Like people.
Oh wait, you mean the force majeure?
Yes, yeah, last July, but it kind of the theme of the movie was there. People like that guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yes.
and then so now as I
Yeah.
go back after seeing the film, I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I saw like even when our trailer came out, people would comment, like, oh my God, they made a movie based on that viral video of that security camera. And I was like, okay, well, you'll
that.
find out.
You mentioned force majeure. So do you call this a remake? Inspired by what are you officially saying?
I think
More inspired
by.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think there was it's definitely tonally different than Force Majeure, which is a fantastic movie, but we also were adding to the element. You're taking Americans to put them into Europe, and there's a fish out of water element, and we also wanted to sort of heighten and explore the female's perspective, through Julia's character Billy, and so I think it always screamed as a movie that you could find a new version of.
Valentine's weekend is upon us. Couples are going to go to this. They're going to look at the movie like, that's you, that
Yes.
character. What advice do you give to date night this Valentine's weekend when they go see Downhill?
Back to you.
What advice?
Eat a good dinner before? Get them
Yeah.
drunk? I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm answering your question,
Yes.
but
I know.
seriously, because
I was going to say alcohol was my solution, but there's probably something more clever.
Yes, just be very careful with the debate you have after the movie.
Yes. I would say choose the opposite sex's
Of what
side.
you're thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you're a man, choose her side.
Do you know how many people are watching this right now and going, dude, I got to see this because that's clever and that's right on.
Yeah.
Yes.